Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alana Denise De Silva from Team 9. We are here to report about Chapter 9, Strategy Implementation, Organizing for Action. Strategy implementation and implementing a strategic plan is crucial for organization to achieve their desired goals. Strategy implementation has been used throughout history in various endeavors, from military campaigns to business ventures. Successful strategy implementation has a significant impact on the outcomes of these endeavors. So, to my fellow classmates, especially to our instructor, Ma'am Con, a pleasant morning to everyone. Today, the task that has given to us is to report or discuss a Chapter 9.
Throughout history, various strategy approaches have fueled success in different domains. The Roman Empire's military strategies allowed them to conquer vast territories and maintain control over their empire. The Industrial Revolution brought about organizational development, requiring business to adapt to new technologies and optimize their product mixes. Parts assembly line development factory by enhancing competence and throughput in recent years. Digital transformation has become crucial for organizational to thrive in the digital world. Successful implementation of digital strategies has led to competitive advantages and increased reach. So, the history of the strategy. Sa 50s is the strategy of wars, which is the art of war. Sa 50s, between 50s and 60s naman is the birth of strategy, the birth of business strategy. Need for better coordination between functions and strategies needed to give structure, direction, and focus. Sumunod naman dyan is the customer orientation, which start with the customer and customer intimacy, then followed by the seventh na, which is portfolio management. The portfolio management is allocation of resources between product lines or business units. Then the CIMS underneath is market share impact profitability. Then followed by is na, which is the Japanese study. Dito naganap ang introduction of factors, strategy as a creative act. Then followed by understanding success in insert of excellent factors. Then next dyan is meron na tayong searching for ways to compete under yung core competence, core competency, management by walking around, five courses, generic strategies, business process engineering, and the TQM. The next one is goal and ideology above all. Strategy might ito yung strategy might change based on the need. Then followed by multiple decisions. Sa multiple decisions, meron tayong doon ang segmented view of strategy. Then sa future na, ito na yung ngayon, the holistic strategy. Yan, sinasagot yung what, who, how, why. So what is using product, who, customer focus, how, competitive edge, business model, and why is the vision and goals. Strategy implementation. So sinasabi nila na strategy implementation is the process of translating strategic plans or vision into action, objectives into practice, and allocating resources, making decisions, and carrying out activities to achieve intended goals. So, in simple terms, strategy implementation is the execution phase of the strategy management process. Effective execution of strategic plans involves collaboration, communication, defines rules, and commitment of achieving desired outcomes. To begin to to begin the implementation process strategy, makers must consider this question. Um, who are the people who will carry out the strategic plan? So, sino yung mga tao o sino yung mga mag-lead para gawin yung strategy na yun? How is everyone going to work together to do what is needed? Paano naman mag-lang yung mga tao yun para gawin yung mismong plan? Then, what must be done to align the company's operation in the new intended direction? So, ano nga ba ang kailangan gawin para ma-align ang operation ng company sa bagong plan na yun? Who implements strategy? In large corporations, the people who implement strategy are typically a more diverse group than those who formulate it. This includes vice presidents, directors, language managers, project, project managers, unit heads, and every employee in the organization. However, many of these implementers may be unaware of extensive work that went into formulation and strategy. Clear communication of changes and importance of this strategy is crucial to minimize resistance and improve organizational performance. So, yun nga, hinahati-hati yung mm, hinahati-hati yung sa iba't ibang organization kasi hindi naman natin pwedeng iisa lang yung gagawa. Lang na yun. So, yung communication sa bawat organization na yan, vital para masagawa ng ayos or ma-implement ng ayos yung strategy, yung plan na gagawin natin. Process of strategy implementation. The process of strategy implementation begins with breaking down the overall strategic plan into smaller, actionable steps. Yun nga, like yung sinabi ko kanina na hindi pwedeng iisa lang yung gagawa. Kailangan i-break down natin, hatiin natin yung bawat step sa iba't ibang specific organization. Each steps or objectives is then aligned to specific teams or individuals who are responsible for executing them. Yun, like yung paliwanag ko kanina. These objectives somehow should be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. So, yun yung tinatawag na SMART. Dapat ay specific para malinaw or clear yung ating ating action na gagawin. Measurable naman is yung kung attainable ba yung actions or yung objective natin. Kasi mahirap naman kung ang ganda-ganda ng objective mo, pero ang hirap naman pala i-abot. Yun, like, yun, achievable. Then realistic, kung possible ba, baka plano ka lang ng plano pero hindi naman pala realistic or imposible magawa yun. Then time bound, dapat dapat alam natin kung hanggang kailan dapat magawa yung plan na yun. So, may video tayo mapapanood para mas maintindihan natin yung Chapter 9, Developing Programs, Budgets, and Procedures. So, developing programs, budgets, and procedures. Programs are utilized by organizations to conduct strategies and achieve specific objectives. For example, tariffs implemented in programs to Lean Six Sigma to reduce costs and improve process life, resulting in significant savings. Ford Motor Company initiated a program to find a soybean-based substitute for petroleum-based fuel vehicle fuel. Comparing comparing proposed program with existing ones can be assessed their impact on the organization. Brian Johnston, Renshaw, and Van Alstyne proposed a matrix of change to assist managers in determining the speed and the order of changes and the stability of proposed system. Environmental sustainability. That model T Ford wants the soybean in its paint and specific parts, but petroleum has since become the primary ingredient. However, manufacturers are now looking to replace petroleum with agricultural crops such as soybean for political, environmental, and economic reasons. Ford successfully reached and implemented soybean foam for car seats which were used in their vehicles starting in 2007. Here's manufacturing also licensed its technology to work with Italy in developing soy-based foam for seats in their farm and construction equipment. Sears plans to use soy foam through their product line and working with truck manufacturers. Yun nga, in connection to environmental sustainability, mas hinahanap natin parang like, mas friendly sa environment ng mga product. Kaya kaya mas naisipan nilang gumamit ng mga related sa yung like agricultural crops para sa mga substitute nila na ginagamit sa pagpipit sa kanilang foam ng carpets. And then, ang graph naman nila is the matrix of change. Um, this describe a matrix of change which helps identify potential conflicts between new programs and existing practices or activities by analyzing the interaction between different programs and activities. Organizations can identify problem areas and make necessary changes to ensure successful implementation. So, yung graph na yun is nagsa-show ng matrix change na nakakatulong sa atin para makita yung mga potential problem between sa bagong natin na ini-implement ini-implement natin na program between sa ini-implement natin na program at sa ay between sa bagong ini-implement natin ng program at sa existing practices kung magkakaroon ba ng conflict yun. Dahil nga naka-identify agad ng mga areas na nagsugat na ay nakakagawan agad tayo ng mga changes para maging successful pa din yung i-implement natin na Budget. The budget process is an important step in determining the strategy of a corporation strategy. It sets the risk, realistic returns of the cocoa and develop a program to increase yield and support farmers. They allocated the $87 million over 10 years for their cadre of programs. So yun nga, basic kailangan alam natin kung paano natin hati-hatiin yung budget or kung saan natin gagastusin yung pera ng company na magiging kapaki-pakinabang sa pagpapatuloy ng business natin. Kasi hindi ka dapat basta-basta na lang maglalaan ng budget sa part na walang mag-aalala. Like, dapat na budget ng ayos yung money ng company. Procedures are standardized procedures are essential for organizations to achieve their goals and must be regularly updated to adapt to changes in technology to help ensure consistent operations of the entire convenience store. Properly planned procedures can eliminate uncertainty and create growth. If I implement a new strategy, a current procedure may need to be changed and was the case in a home business. So, yung procedures mo is essential sa ating organization para ma-audit natin yung ating plans or inputs at dapat din ito minomonitor. Palagi minomonitor para makapag-adjust tayo sa mga pagbabago like sa mga technologies nga gawa't ang technology something nga may ano agad may bago na agad kaya dapat minomonitor natin yung isa yung sa procedures then um, nakakatulong din sa para nakakatulong din sa para makasigurado tayo nakakatulong din ito para na ma-maintain natin na successful yung ini-implement natin ini-implement natin program para ma-achieve natin yung objectives na ating gusto.
So, Chapter 9, Achieving Synergy. So, synergy is a method in which individuals or organizations pool their resources and efforts to enhance value, productivity, efficacy, and performance more than they could individually. So, for example, is when two people combine their knowledge and insights to solve problem, they offer different solutions. That is because there is someone on the opposite side to complement or criticize the ideas and hence the solution that emerge has no flaws. On the other hand, when working alone on an issue, the solution obtained may not be optimum. So next is how is a strategy to be implemented organizing for action. So the activity performed according to a plan in order to achieve an overall goal. For example, is strategic implementation within a business context might involve developing and then executing a new marketing plan to help increase sales of the company product to consumers. For example, nito is yung Walmart's everyday low prices and low cost position had enabled it to rapidly grown to America's dominate North America's retailing landscape. So, in the chapter 9, we have the stages of corporate development. So, first is stage 1 simple structure. The entrepreneur who founds a company to promote an idea or a product or a service. One unit, one man show, and the entrepreneur tends to make all the important decisions personally and is involved in every detail and phase of the organization. And the entrepreneur directly supervises the activities of every employee, and planning is usually short range of reactive. Next naman is functional structure. So the point when the entrepreneur is reflected by a team of managers who have functional specialization. And of course, the entrepreneur is replaced by a team of managers who have functional specialization. Next naman is divisional structure. And this stage, they move they move a divisional structure with a focus on central headquarters and while keeping the centralized operating division, where each division or business unit is a functional organized stage 2 company, which we'll describe kanina. So the headquarters in this attempt to coordinate the activities of its operating division through performance, keeping results-oriented controls and reporting system. Firms also by stressing corporate planning techniques. And lastly is beyond SBUs. The use of SBUs may result in a crisis in which the corporation has grown too large and complex to be managed through formal programs and develop systems and procedures that precedence over problem solving. Under condition of um, under conditions of increasing environment uncertainty, having greater use of sophisticated technological production methods and information systems, increasing the size and scope of worldwide business corporation, having a greater emphasis on multi-industry competitive strategy and more integrated team of managers and employees, new advanced form of organizational structure are can emerge.
Led to changing stages. Corporations often find themselves in difficulty because they are blocked from moving into the next logical development. Blocks development to develop may be internal, such as lack of resources within the company to facilitate the change, lack of ability in its personnel, or just a refusal of top management to delegate decision making to others, or maybe external, such as condition of economics with change your recessions or labor shortage and lack of market growth. So, unang-una sa block na nagba-block to change is Loyalty comrades. What is loyalty comrades nga ba? Loyalty comrades at the start of a new venture or stage of growth. Having a loyal and supportive team can be highly adventurous. However, as times goes, this loyalty can turn into favoritism. So dito yung mga leader or key decisioners or key decisions makers ay mas pinapaboran o yung may mas kinakampihang isang tao o isang grupo within the organization na naglilid ng inequality, resentment, or efficiency. So, pangalawa is the task-oriented. So, being task-oriented, focusing on the job, and paying attention to details is vital in the early stage of a project or organization. However, if this focus on specific persists as the company grows, it can lead excessive micromanagement. This is how slow down decision making and impede the organization ability to adapt to changing circumstances. So, dapat may striking a balance pa rin between paying attention to details and delegating responsibility is the key. So, pangatlo is single-mindedness. So, having a grand vision is essential when introducing a new product or starting a venture. This strong focus can drive the team energy and enthusiasm. So, pangatlo is single-mindedness. Having a grand vision is essential when introducing a new product or starting a venture. So, this strong focus can be drive team's energy. However, as a company expand in the multiple markets or introduce a variety of products, the single-mindedness can become a hindrance. So it can lead the tunnel vision where the organization is too focused on a single aspect, neglecting other potential valuable opportunities. The word itself naman is single-mindedness, na kung saan dito nakafocus lang sa isang product or isang aspeto upang lumago o makilala o pa yung isang product na nilabas nila na ang magiging problema o magiging dahilan ng kanya ng ng problem ng isang company, siyempre nakapokus lang sila sa isang bagay, parang may mga opportunity na hindi sila napapansin or nakikita dahil doon lang sila focus sa isa. So, pang-apat is working in isolation. Working in isolation can be productive, especially for a scientist or an individual contributor who needs deep concentration. However, it can be disastrous for a CEO or a leader with multiple constitutes. Because CEO needs to collaborate, communicate, and make decisions that considered various stakeholders. Dahil nga syempre, working isolation is parang sinasarili mo yung ginagawa mo, yung trabaho mo. Hindi ka nakakakuha ng ibang information or opinion na kailangan para sa organization or sa company mo. So, working in isolation can lead to disconnected decision making and lack of alignment with the broader organization goals. Next is organizational life cycle. What is organizational life cycle nga ba? It describes how organization grow, develop, and decline. So, organization life cycle goes through from the beginning to the end of the organization. So, we have this what we call the 5 stages. So, ano nga muna pala yung dominant issue, popular strategy, or likely structure? Dominance issue, ito po yung nagde-describe ng the primary concern or focus of an organization at the different stages of its life cycle. The popular strategy is outlines the typically strategy or approach that organization tend to adopt during each stage of their life cycle. Likely structure is this describe the organization structure that is typically or recommended during each stage of life cycle. So here's the five stages. First one is the birth stage. Dito is the organization are typically dominated by entrepreneurs. So the word itself, birth, where the ideas come out. So you concentrate on the niche, on your very focus, and likely structure mo is like entrepreneurial type of structure. So stage two is growth. During the growth stage, organization focus on expanding both horizontally and vertically. This means they might diversify into a new product lines or markets. Functional management is emphasized to ensure efficient operation. They may also concentrate on a niche, target a specific market segment. So, stage 3 po is the maturity. In the maturity stage, organization often pursue diversification strategies, such as concentric related to their core business and conglomerate unrelated diversification. Decentralization is also common where different parts of the organization have more autonomy possible organized into profit or investment center. So stage 4 is the decline, where an organization enters the decline stage. Its primary focus is on profitability and retrenchment. Dahil po, this means might be cut back on non-essential operation and restructure to become more profitable. And the last stage is stage 5, the death. This stage, organization may face the possibility of liquidation or bankruptcy. Dahil po stage 5 is the real death. Liquidation or bankruptcy are just losing of the company. Now the company can last 100 years before stage 4 or 5 actually hits. So it's really about staying in stage 3 and not really getting to decline. So stage 3 is the key, where you want to stay, where you want to develop new products, expand your business, and keep growing and keep moving forward. So advanced types of organizational structure. First one is the matrix structure. So, what is matrix structure? It's a functional and product forms are combined simultaneously at the same level of an organization. So here, I have a picture that we're really seeing is the matrix structure when yung nasa top management at the very top was controlling everything, but we're letting project manager run some of division, so the project manager will go and they will manage the manufacturing units, the sales, the finance, and human resources units. In this situation, where a finance department has been divided into five smaller departments na each lead by project manager. So lahat po ng department is may magmamanage, which is the project managers. So next is the network structure. Network structure is a virtual elimination of in-house business function. Dito naman is most likely you may have a outsource your packages, design, supplier, distributors, manufacturers, but you have to have a corporate headquarter or a broker, sort like a liaison between all these different groups. So it's very small corporate core that's stable but utilizing all these additional resources to get the job done. Next is the cellular or modular organization. It composed of self-managing teams, autonomous business units, which can operate alone, but which can interact with the other cells to produce a more potent and competent business mechanism. Beginning to appear in firms that are nagfo-focus lang on a rapid product or service innovation. International issue in strategy implementation. So the multinational corporation or MNC. This is a highly developed international company with a deep involvement through the world, plus a worldwide perspective in its management and decision making. So international strategic alliances. Diverse for strategic fit among alliance partner. Number one is the partner must agree on values and visions. Alliance must be derived from business, corporate, and functional strategy. Alliance must be important to partners, especially top management. Partner must be mutually dependent for achieving objectives. Five is joint activities must have added value for customer and the partners. And number six is the alliance must be accepted by key stakeholders. Number seven is the partner contribute key strength but protect core competencies. So last is stages of international development. The first one, stage one, is the domestic company. And at this stage is the company operates solely with its home country and serve a domestic market. It has no international operation or division. So stage two is domestic company with export division. In this stage, the company has developed an export division may export division na po dito sa stage 2. It means that the company is starting to explore ng international market by selling products and services abroad na. So the primary focus naman nito remains on the domestic market, but there's a clear effort to expand into international through export. So stage 3 is the primarily domestic company with international division. At this stage, the company still primarily operates in its domestic market but has a dedicated international division. Yung division na yon is responsible for expanding the company's presence sa foreign markets, which include establishing subsidiaries or partnership in other countries po. So stage 4 is multinational corporation with multi-domestic emphasis. A multinational corporation has significant operations in a multiple countries po. But in this stage, there is a strong emphasis on adapting to local markets. Dito po is the company tailors the product, services, and the strategy to meet the specific needs of each country or region it operates in. It's often characterized by a high degree of decentralization and localization. So lastly is the stage 5, multinational corporate with global emphasis. Sa stage po na to is the multinational corporation is still operating in a multiple countries. But the emphasis shifts toward global standardization. The company aims to create, dahil po ang company nag-create ng standardized products and services that can apply universally across various market. Dahil nagsisik ng efficiency through global integration and more centralized approach po.
Okay. Chapter 9, part of Chapter 9, the engineering and strategy implementation. Re-engineering is a strategy that involves radically redesigning, business process to achieve significant improvements in cost, service, or time. It aims to break away from old rules and procedures that may no longer be relevant. Michael Hammer suggests principles for re-engineering such as organizing around outcomes and treating geographically dispersed resources as though they were centralized. Studies show mixed results, with some companies experiencing success and others failing to achieve their objectives. Re-engineering is more effective for redesigning specific process rather than changing the entire organization. So, ang re-engineering ay isang proseso na nagsasangkot ng kumpletong pag-overhaul ng mga proseso, sistema, istruktura ng isang organisasyon upang makamit ang mga makabuluhang pagpapabuti sa kahusayan at produktibidad na nakatuon ito sa mga pangangailangan ng customer at nasasangkot ng pagsira sa mga functional na silo para sa cross-functional na pakikipagtulungan. Ang pagpapatupad ng diskarte ay ang proseso ng pagsasagawa ng mga madiskarteng inisyatiba sa pamamagitan ng pagsasalin ng mga layunin sa mataas na antas sa mga particular na plano ng aksyon. Nangangailangan din ito ng malakas na pamumuno, malinaw na komunikasyon at pagsubaybay sa pag-unlad. Kabilang dito ang pagbuo ng isang malinaw na diskarte, paglikha ng mga naaksyonan na plano, pagtatalaga ng mga responsibilidad at pagsusubaybay at pagsusuri ng pag-unlad. Ang re-engineering at pagpapatupad ng diskarte ay kritikal para sa tagumpay ng organisasyon sa pamamagitan ng pagpapayag sa mga kumpanya na umangkop at manatiling mapagkompetensya at makamit ang napapanatiling paglago. Ang Six Sigma naman is a quality of improvement program that aims to reduce product variance and achieve near-perfect result on a production line. It has become a cost-saving program for manufacturers and is also being applied to other areas like accounts receivable and sales. The process of Six Sigma involves defining a process, measuring current performance, analyzing information, improving the process, and establishing controls to prevent future defects. Ang Six Sigma ay isang pamamaraang batay sa data. Wait lang. Sa data. Ang Six Sigma ay isang para sa data. Sa data na nakatuon sa pag-aalis ng mga depekto at pagbabawas ng mga pagkakaiba-iba sa mga proseso. Maaari rin itong ilapat sa pagpapatupad ng diskarte, pagtulong sa mga organisasyon na makamit ang kanilang mga layunin sa pamamagitan ng pagtukoy sa diskarte, pagsukat ng pagganap, pagsusuri ng mga panganib, pagpapabuti at pag-optimize, pag-standardize at pag-control, at pagpapanatili at pagsubaybay sa proseso ng pagpapatupad. Sa pamamagitan ng pagsasama ng mga prinsipyo ng Six Sigma, maaring mapataas ng mga organisasyon ang kanilang mga pagkakataong magtagumpay at mapabuti ang pangkalatang pagganap. Ang design job implement strategy naman job design is an important aspect of implementing strategy in a company. Redesigning work process and restructuring jobs can lead to increased efficiency and competitive advantages. This can be achieved through techniques such as job enlargement, rotation, and enrichment. Harley Davidson, for example, has successfully reduced plant employment while reducing the time needed to build a motorcycle. So, ang design job to implement strategy, ang mga trabaho sa disenyo ay mahalaga sa pagpapatupad ng diskarte habang gumagawa sila ng mga visual na nakakaakit na disenyo na naaayon sa pagkakakilanlan ng brand. Ang mga taga-disenyo ng UX na nakatuon sa mga interface na madaling gamitin ang mga designer ng produkto at ay gumagawa ng mga produktong nakasentro sa gumagamit at mga interior designer ay gumagawa ng mga puwang na nagpapakita at nagpapatibay ng diskarte. Nakikipagtulungan ang mga brand strategies sa mga team ng disenyo or sa mga designer upang mapanatili ang pagkakakilanlan ng tatak na nag-aambag sa matagumpay na pagpapatupad ng mga diskarteng plano at pagkamit ng layunin. Yun. So, tayo naman ay tumungo sa huling topic natin kung saan pag-aaralan po natin yung kaibahan ng centralization at decentralization. Ang centralization or decentralization ito ay multinational corporation or MNCs face the challenge of centralizing authority to achieve synergy while also decentralizing authority for local decision making. They often structure themselves along product groups or geographic areas or a combination of both in a matrix structure. Example of this structure are seen in companies like 3M Corporation, Philips, ABB, Nestle, and American Cyanamid. Nestle decentralized power to geographic entities, while American Cyanamid centralizes power in product groups. As we go along with our strategic implementation, dito rin nag-e-exist yung centralization at decentralization. Pero ano nga ba yung pagkakaiba nitong dalawa at ano nga yung kinalaman dito sa pagbuo ng estratehiyang papel? Centralization and decentralization are two different approaches to implementing business strategies. Centralization involves decision-making authority being concentrated at the top levels of the organization, while decentralization involves distributing decision-making authority among different levels and departments. The choice between the two depends on factors such as industry, organizational structure, organizational culture, size, and goals, with many organizations using a combination of both approaches. So, to sum it up our discussion in this chapter, the conclusion, the implementation of strategic plan is crucial for its success, but often fails to be carried out in day-to-day operation. Nearly 70% of strategic plans are not successfully implemented. Number 2, to successfully implement a strategy, it must be made action-oriented through funded programs with detailed procedures. Also, 3, Sergio Marchionne successfully implemented a turnaround strategy at a Fiat by flattening the structure and giving younger managers more authority. He reduced the number of auto platforms and shortened the time for new car production, leading to profitability. This chapter discusses the designing jobs and organizational units to support strategy implementation. Further issues of staffing and directing will be addressed in the next chapter. Thank you.